Okay, we'll wait for others.
Yes, we still have up to 5 minutes. It'll be good. So, but then, Messi, the assignment is mandatory. You still have to submit it. Whether you were to be head of house or not, you still have to submit. You don't waive an assignment on this project. It's a house rule.
Yes, sir.
You can imagine that even a whole class prefect failed. Hey, that's my prof there. Before anybody that is coming after prof now is in trouble.
Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, good morning, rather. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. Can you hear me?
Very well now. You're clear now.
Okay, good. Yeah, I can hear you too.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
You're welcome, sir.
Right. So we so we are just getting started. I wanted to get connected to you first because last time I had trouble.
Very well.
I think my machine.
I know.
Huh?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know. Okay, so we'll have whatever people we have. I think. I actually.
We still have about 2 minutes to go, so we'll start in 2 minutes time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fine.
Within the week.
And I think. Yeah. So that's fine. So we can start in a few minutes. And I want to also talk about, what really are the next plans. And I have some ideas now. I know what we are doing. So today is like a 2-hour session.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so I will be back in a few minutes then.
No problem, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Good. So I'm just going to leave for a minute and I'll be.
Hi, FCT. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Right, and good afternoon, everyone. Nice to meet you again.
So we are 2 p.m. on the dot.
Yeah.
Prof was in the class before you, stepped aside and coming back very soon.
Okay.
You like my t-shirt?
Yes, yes, I like it. Will you send one for me?
We'll crave for someone to help us do mass production so everyone can have and even share in the regions.
That would be perfect.
They just did this piece for me yesterday.
Wow.
So one for the ICT4SIDS projects and one for the World Summit project.
Okay. Ah,
So
that's
it
excellent.
should be like something everybody should have very soon.
Okay. That's great.
So here we just have group leaders who are not carrying their group membership along.
Hello?
Hello, yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
But your video is off.
okay, so let me get my video on also. Okay, can you see me?
Very well now, sir.
Can you see me? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, well, it sounds very good.
We can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Prof. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good morning. Good to see you also.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so should we get started?
Yes, we can get started, sir.
All right. First of all, good morning and welcome back, everyone. I'm going to start sharing my screen.
Very well, sir.
Okay. Yes. Let me know when you can see my screen.
We have it, sir.
You have it?
Very well, yes.
Okay. All right. So first of all, welcome back. I hope that you can hear me. I wanted to start today by going over what we have done so far and what we are planning to do first, and then I actually have planned for 2 sessions, but I'm going to ask your opinions on what is it that you want me to cover. Actually, to make sure that we have the capabilities to handle all the bandwidth. Do you mind if I turn my video off, or is video should be on? Keep the video on.
Yeah, we can keep we will keep our videos on. You can go ahead, sir.
All right. Okay.
Every other participant will keep the video off.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think even I could even because sometimes the quality of the presentation goes down with the
How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
Please,
No,
every
I
participant
came
should
now. I say I
unmute,
have.
should mute themselves. Okay, you can continue, sir.
Okay. All right, good. Okay. All right. So I just want to go over some of the basic things that what we have done. So we have done 2 sessions. The first session was just introduction to the digital transformation and the stages and the different type of dimensional models that we talked about. And then we went into introduction to planning. In other words, how do you actually plan for digital transformation? How do you go from stage 1 to stage 2 and stage 3 and so on and so forth? And then today, what I want to do is a very important part of the discussion is, okay, so you can develop a plan, but how do you become successful from a business point of view? Because of the fact that almost anybody can develop a plan, anybody can form a business, but then how can you have a successful business? So I think that's the very important part of our discussion today. So today, that will be the first session. Sorry, I missed that session last time because I had a problem with the Zoom. And then is the fourth session today. Will be on how to use space, especially the information system and the space system that you have access to. How do we use that or help you to develop your company's business? Then we'll go move on to having some more experiments on space, especially about how you can run a successful business by using the space platform. And then at the end of it, I want to have presentation from you guys. So far, I have not, given any kind of a serious feedback, but I think from this point onwards, I'm going to give you some feedback on what you're doing, because I would like everybody to be ready for presentations at the end, which will be like 2 weeks from today. About what have we done, what have you learned, and what are the next steps. So those are the general plans. So today I'm going to talk about the strategies for success. How do you become successful in this marketplace? Is that point clear to everybody? Can everybody hear me okay? Let's just go on with it. All right.
Very well, sir.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. So in this session we are going to, let me now go over and make this slide bigger. And I'm assuming that you can still see it, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. So this is just the overview of it. So what I want to talk about today is how to understand a business, how to develop a successful business strategy, and what are the different models for running a successful business. I want to have interactions and interactive discussions with all of you also about your thoughts too. So at one point, you can also unmute your speakers to participate in the discussion. So the first part is about how to understand a business. Now that may be a business, that may be actually a smart city, that may be a small retail store, or any other kind of a business. So the whole idea here is to try to understand the businesses. So in a business, I'm sure all of you are already running some small businesses. In a business, there are always a bunch of activities, sets of activities and processes. And in these processes, you know, so for example, these are the activities that businesses do: marketing and finance and accounting and so on and so forth. And then there are business applications that automate the business processes, and that's how the companies are formed. So in a smart city, these are different type of business processes. In a smart business, there are different type of business processes depending upon the type of business. So I'm going to show you some of the abilities and capabilities that we can discuss. So this is, first of all, a very simple model of all organizations, whether you're running a small bicycle shop, or you're running a small retail store, or you're running a small town, a small business, or a community center. There, in every enterprise, every type of organization, there are 4 types of activities. There are activities that have to do with sales and marketing. There are activities and business processes that have to be do with finance and accounting, and then with human resources, and then finally the actual product and service that you're building. So this could be the one that you have. For example, if you're running a bicycle shop, then product and services are how to sell your bicycles or sports goods and things of that nature. If you're running a city, you really are trying to focus on the citizens and the citizen services. That's on the right hand side of it. So the first 3 pillars are very common to any kind of business. In addition to that, every business has some activities that are the operational level, at the lowest level. Then there are some activities, these are like day-to-day activities, and are activities that are the management level, where, for example, the managers have to make some decisions, and then the strategic level, where the top management have to make some decisions. So in every company, there are different type of business activities. And so what I really want to talk about, and we are going to go through many of them. So I really want to talk about the business strategy. So the idea here is that pretty much every company has business, different type of business activities, and anybody can form a company. I mean, I don't know, how long does it take to form a company in Nigeria? So if you want to form like a small retail store, how difficult is it to form a company? Is it easy to form a company, or is it difficult to form a company, or what? What do you think?
So in Nigeria, it was more difficult to form a company.
Okay.
It was not difficult.
Also depend on the kind of company do you want to maybe introduce. Yes, it depends.
Okay. All right. So is it difficult because it is the government regulations are there, or what happens?
Okay. Now, for me, from my own experience, I wouldn't say it's not difficult, because if you want to form a company, not like you just want to have a small company nobody knows about it, that one is very easier to just form. But to have a proper company, it's a little bit difficult, because the things that you need to succeed, most of it you have to provide it yourself. First is electricity, you need to provide it yourself. A lot of things that were supposed to make things easier for you, but you are the one to actually provide them for yourselves. Yes, there might be policies. There is a policy that we learned will be implemented. They call it KAMA 2020, will be implemented from January next year. But if you take a closer look at it, it's not going to make anything easier for we the entrepreneurs to make for we the entrepreneurs. It's not going to make anything easier. So it's not really, relatively, it's not really easy to form a company in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you for telling me that. I think in Pakistan, it's the same situation is there, that it's not that easy to form a company. It's very easy to form a company in the United States, but just because you can form a company doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. So I think that's the point that I'm trying to make is that you have to have a strategy, and as you mentioned, yes, you have to worry about an awful lot of a different type of situations, like especially electricity. You have to have a room also where the employees can work, or how they're going to work with you, or who is going to be your employee, and all those type of things. So in this case, I want to really discuss with you that once you have formed a company, how can you be successful? And by the way, there is a lot of literature in this area. So I'm going to give you the highlights of the literature on how exactly you can form a company. So and how can you be successful? So there, by the way, is a very kind of a well-known method. By the way, all of these things are well known about how to form a company and how to be successful. This is taught in the business schools, in the business strategy. So I am taking the information from the business schools and giving you that, because a lot of people who are technical and they are in the technical business, they don't know about the business aspects. They don't know how to form a business and how to develop a successful strategy. So I'm just going to share with you some of the ideas that are very commonly known in forming a business. Okay, that's what I'm going to do today. All right. Is that of interest to everybody?
Very well, sir. Very well, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Information. Let me just add information that in Nigeria,
sure,
the government has actually done quite a lot to improve the ease of doing business in the country.
Okay.
That is made because of the prevalent, characters, or the kind of processes in the society where things are actually not done the right way. Some of these very good approaches that they have done for the purpose of improving the ease of doing business in the country may not be that effective. So this actually impacts on how long it would take you to incorporate a business.
Okay.
Yeah, they really have put all the necessary things in place that if they tell you this is going to take 72 hours, you can actually get it done in 72 hours. But if you are actually going through things the wrong way, it might take you a lot longer than that. Okay. But there's actually that attention from government that they should improve the ease of doing business by at least limiting the time to incorporating an enterprise in the country.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Very good.
I think I have a small comment regarding this.
Please.
Recently, I have seen federal government approve free registration from corporate affairs to small and medium enterprises. Each and every state of Nigeria has been given 5,000 free registration for each state. So that's a huge number, and I think each and everyone that want to register for free and medium enterprises, you don't need to pay any money now. You can register for free.
Like right now, Innovation Bed can make a case if I have some of my entrepreneurs that wish to incorporate, and we should be able to get some of those incentives.
Yeah.
So
from my own angle, right? Yes, the government actually gave us each of the states, free registration, business registration. But my own argument has always been, you getting your company registered does not mean that it's easier for you to actually form a company.
Okay.
Getting the company registered is just one step in forming a company.
That's right.
Yes. What are the other constraints that are involved? How easy are you able to, you know, utilize those things to actually form a company, whether successful or not? But how easy? Yes, government is doing that, but how many people will get access to the 5,000 business registrations they are trying to? So to me, it's not really easy.
I think that is the essence of this lecture.
Yeah. So okay. So this is good information for me also, because I have a very successful business right now in the United States, but when I try to do the same business in Pakistan, there are different limitations. Also, I have some of my people working in New Zealand and Solomon Island. So it's good to know. In fact, Amos, I think if we can continue doing this course, we could form a bigger group of people who are forming companies in different parts of the world, and we could participate and share our experiences. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Good.
You're very right, sir. You're right.
Yeah, and we can. So I have some very interesting projects in mind. So I think not everybody, but I think many of you who are really attending these sessions, we can actually do some projects together after this course is over, because then you'll have the basic background, and then we can work on actually some common projects together. All right?
Yeah, that's a great one, sir. It's a great opportunity, sir.
Right. So yeah, let's just keep going at it. So one of the main things is that this methodology that I'm showing you is that has for example, it starts with a mission statement. In other words, what is the purpose of forming your company? Why are you forming it? Are you forming it because a family member is telling you, or a professor is telling you, or why are you really forming a company? What's your objective? And then in many cases, people do form companies just to help out other people. Like, for example, I did not form a company to make a lot of money. You know, God has given me a lot. But I wanted to form a company that I could use to help some of the other people. So you can you can have a mission of the company can be very, very different from person to person. And then once you have formed a company, then the question is doing internal analysis. In other words, if you have formed a company, but do you have the ability to run the company? For example, if you say that I'm going to open a pizza shop, then the question is, do you know how to make pizzas? Because I mean, it's an important thing. So your internal core competencies are very important. And then besides that, the external analysis is important too. So you may know how to make the pizzas, but on the other hand, there may be 20 other shops, pizza shops in the neighborhood. So no matter how good you are, if there are so many, there's so much competition, then you are going to have difficulty succeeding. So it is to form a company, you need to have a very clear mission. You need to have very good internal analysis, and you need to do external analysis too, that who you're competing against, and then and based on that, then you form a strategy. How are you going to succeed in business in this situation, in this country, in this town, in this village, or wherever you happen to be? So that's just the basic idea. These are like 4 fundamental key points for forming a successful company. And after that, you implement the strategy and then refine it, and then keep on refining your mission statement. So it's not a one-time process. It's a process that you have to keep going. You have to keep visiting your mission statement. You have to keep visiting the internal analysis, external analysis, and keep developing your strategy. So, but I just wanted to mention these are, I don't know if you are familiar with these things or not. So I'm going to share with you some of the very well-known kind of literature and models that are available for doing internal analysis and external analysis. So in the internal analysis, you have to figure it out. Do you have the core competencies? So the traditional model is that you first look at your core competencies. Are you a software developer? Okay, good. Are you a database management expert? Are you an expert in financial aspects? What exactly are the core competencies that you have? And based on that, you build the product and offer the products and services, and then you look for customers. So this is a very traditional model of first trying to figure out what are your capabilities, what are the products and services, and what kind of customers will you have. This is a good model, but do you think there is anything wrong with this model, or is this a good enough model for everybody? What do you guys think?
It's a good model.
Okay, this is a very good model, but there is one problem with it, that in this case, you are starting with your core competencies first, and the customers is at the end of it. So there is another model that looks at it in totally different way. It starts with looking at the customer needs first, tries to find out what exactly is needed. So if you're going to form a company in a small town in Nigeria, the needs of the people, what exactly are the kind of services and the products that are needed. And based on that, you build the products and the services that are needed in that area. And then if you don't have the core competencies, you can hire some people, partner with some other people, and do that. So these are two different models, by the way, to be successful. The first is starting with the core competencies first, and then looking for the customers. The other is looking at the customer needs first and seeing where are the kind of opportunities and what are the products and services that you are offering, and the core competencies that are needed, and then you get them whether through partnership or yourself. So which one of these models? So I'm assuming that all of you are interested in forming businesses, but which one of these two would you choose? And by the way, you can choose anyone. So I'm going to give you one of my assignments actually in this lecture is to ask you to choose a model that you are going to be using for the company that you're forming in this class. So whether that's Bob's Bicycle Shop or your own company, and I noticed that there are 3 to 4 different models that these 3 groups are using. So so I don't care which one, but at the end we are going to have a kind of a discussion of all of this. So I would like every team to have a kind of a model of are they going to use the core competency model or the customer need model, or both?
Okay, sir.
Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, good. So this is one model, by the way, and of course, as I said, there are lots of different models, and I don't want to confuse people with models, but I just wanted to give you the most important models that really work and are very, very useful. The other model is this is looking at the customers and the products in more detail. So if you are running a business, you may have, of course, you may have some existing products or services that you can sell, or you can also think about some new products and services that you're going to offer In addition to that, the customers could be existing customers, or they could be new customers. So when you take a look at that, it becomes not just a simple the products and customers. It becomes like this four-dimensional type of a situation where you have 4 different quadrants. In the first quadrant, you have existing customers and existing products. So you want to run a shop where you are focusing on whatever is your customer and whatever products that you have. Or you can go in the second quadrant, which means here, which is called expanding the customer base. So you have existing products and existing customers, but you want to also start expanding and start offering new customers, same products, but different customers. Or you could go upselling, which means that you have existing customers, but you are adding new products and selling them the new products. Or you could just totally go into, you are totally new company with new ideas, and you're going to look for new customers or new products. Okay, so this is by the way, a very important decision that most companies have to make. And Amos, you may need to make these decisions too. Okay.
Yes, sure.
And everybody, I'm going to ask everyone to make these kind of decisions in your project that you are working on. So this is, by the way, very common. So let me ask you this question. So because what happens in these situations is that the decisions usually is that, let's say that you have, let's say $1,000 or something like that. So the question is that, are you going to spend all of that money into one part, like the strengthening the current situation, or are you going to any one of them? Are you going to focus on one of them, or are you going to spend let's say 25% on the one and the 25% and 25%, or in other words, focus on all of them simultaneously? So let me ask you, gentlemen and ladies, if there are any ladies now. So which one would you prefer? Would you do all 4 things simultaneously, or would you do focus on one more and the others a little bit, like 50% on the strengthening the current situation, and then 25%, 25%, 25% on the other part? Which one? And anyone? What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Now, in my own situation, currently we have a standalone application, but we are currently seeking funds to go SaaS. So SaaS is a new product, and then with that, we're expecting to get other new customers. We'll not be able to get, we will not be able to afford the standalone application. So technically, we are actually doing we are doing everything, because initially what we have, when we go SaaS, what we have becomes the enterprise customers. So as a matter of fact, that means that we are having a new product and we'll be going for new customers with the SaaS, meaning that we're exploring new horizons. And then the existing customers will try to sell the new products to them. For those who can't, keep up with the price of the standalone, the enterprise application, if they want to go with the SaaS application. In other words, we are selling the new product to the existing customers, so we're saying we are upselling them. For the existing customers, for those of them who still want to remain on, because they have more flexibility and all the likes that the enterprise version will give them. The enterprise will give them. So we'll say they are actually, our existing customers using our existing product. And then the new customers too can decide that, oh, so you have this, so we want to stay on your existing product. So as a matter of fact, we're actually touching
All four.
All four, but I would say we are concentrating more on new product, new customers.
Okay, all right. Okay, great, great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That tells me a lot about you and your company, and maybe we can work together on some of the products together, because but this is a very, very good, by the way, whether you knew about it or not, but this is a very well known model for establishing successful strategy. Because as you go along, you will see at some point you may want to strengthen the current situation with existing products, existing customers, and also explore upselling and expand new customer base. And when you're starting a new company, totally, then you're exploring new horizons, totally new customers, totally new products, right? And then you move into the other directions. So keep it in mind that most companies that are successful, they keep visiting this kind of a framework over and over again, at least once a year. They say, okay, so we have so many existing customers and existing products, and so what are our new products? What are the new customers that we are trying to get? So these are really very good models for establishing strategy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Very good. Okay, great. I'm glad to know that you are already using this in your business. Now the next one. So these two. I mean, things that I've just mentioned. They are the way to establish your business. Whether that is as I said, that may be a community center in a town, or that may be a bicycle shop, or a retail store, or telemedicine center, or anything to that effect. These kind of models, they appear to work everywhere. So then the other thing that I want to mention is also, this is what is known as the Porter's model. This is external analysis. In this case, so in first cases, we were looking internally, what kind of products and services you're going to have. By the way, I should mention you a few things. Number one is that any company that just focus on existing customers and existing products, do you think that's a good strategy to have? In other words, focus nothing else, just the existing person, existing customers and existing products. Is that a good strategy or bad strategy? Exactly. Thank you. So you already are a successful businessman, my friend, and you will be more successful. That's exactly, because it's a very bad strategy, because if you're just focusing on that, somebody else could come in with a better product and could, you could totally go out of the business. So that's a very good good attitude to have, to kind of keep all four different quadrants in mind for your business growth. So then about the external part, so that's fine that you can have internal strategy, but then also you have other competitors in the marketplace. No matter wherever you go, if you have a company, you will have some competitors, and for every competitor, different customers. So there are so many customers, and the competitors are also competing for the same customers, and you are also competing for the same customers. If you are in the retail business, the suppliers are very important. So because they supply the parts, so your competitors and you both compete for the same suppliers. For example, Amazon and Walmart and a lot of these large corporations have become very successful because they have large number of suppliers. They form a lot of relationship with the outside suppliers, and that's how they have become successful. But in addition to the fact that you have these competitors and the suppliers and the customers, you also have to worry about, new market entrants. So there can be always new competitors that can keep coming in. Who was I talking to? Was I talking to Shitu, or was I talking to John about the product that you were mentioning? I'm sorry, I couldn't get that.
Shitu, sir.
Shitu, okay, great. So Shitu, so in your business that you said that you have a standalone application and you have some customers, but you also have competitors, and you said that you're using it as a SaaS, software as a service, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Very good. So there are definitely going, of course, there are a lot of other competitors, but are you focusing within Nigeria, or are you going overseas also?
Now, the strategy is to first of all have a little bit of firmness, just gain a little bit of brand here in Nigeria, then we'll scale over to other African countries.
Okay, great, outstanding. Okay, but do you have some new? I'm assuming that even in Nigeria you have some competitors and also some new market. Some people are coming in.
Now, the market right now is not really that saturated, in the sense that it's not that digitalized. So what we are trying to do is to get the industry as digitalized as possible. Then with the SAS, we'll have the opportunity of easily, going outside of the country to other international countries to also do the same in other African countries.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, great. So you have a good marketing plan. Now, there is one more thing that an external analysis that you have to worry about, and that is some new products like substitute products. So tell me a little bit about, I'm sorry, Shitu, I don't want to focus on you only. I know Yusuf is also, Abubakar Yusuf is also on, but Shitu.
Information, sir. Information.
Sorry?
Information, sir.
Yeah.
Now, actually, about the opportunities that any of these entrepreneurs may have with the ideas, that the innovative ideas they may have, actually depends on how uniquely innovative the product can be.
Right.
Everybody wakes up with a brand new idea. It does not matter whether there's a competition that has existed. So we always say, go after the best innovation that addresses the customer needs. One, just like the model you showed there. Once there is need satisfaction, and it clearly can compete with any existing set of products, forget about competition, look about market lead. So those opportunities that will always be there for anyone that has the right product at the right time.
Okay.
Just an information to encourage everybody, because there's actually no saturation post-COVID. Everybody is working.
Right. I know. But okay. So Shitu, what do you think?
About what, sir?
About the innovation, right?
Yes. Well, I believe that for a company to be successful and to keep being successful, you need to keep being innovating. Your product of yesterday might not actually might have met the demands, or let me say the needs of the customers yesterday, but today you find out that the customer taste have actually changed. So you have to be innovative in order to keep up with whatever the customers want. And just as you said, the basic model that you showed us the other time, I prefer the new model because it focuses on the customers. And as customers are always key. And anything that focuses on them, you can give it to them, they will gladly pay you, with smile. they will give you the hand over the money to you because you're actually helping them to solve problems. So when it comes to innovation, I really don't joke with it. And yes, just as you have pointed, new substitute products and services, that these are one of the things that we have to be worried about. Yes, in my own company, we actually have a roadmap. Currently, we are dealing with interstate travels for now, but then we want to actually expand that into capturing the customers for them, because we have 3 aims. The first aim, we know of fraudulent activities in the industry, so we want to help companies tackle that. We know that we also need to help them make more revenue and by reducing their costs. So to help them make more revenue, we are also planning on, getting them to as many customers as many people that want to board their as many passengers, and put that way, as many passengers as possible. So any of the companies that are partnering with us, we are ensuring that they are having more channels, more people booking their buses, as well as reducing fraudulent activities. So yes, innovation, it's one thing that we're also considering to achieve in all of this.
Okay, great, very, very good. So you are already familiar with this, and you're hitting everything. And keep it in mind that there are possibilities always of some substitute products and services, especially with artificial intelligence. There are some of the things that are coming out that impact pretty much everybody. So also keeping we should keep that in mind. So any other comments on this? So you guys, so I'm assuming that pretty much everybody in this room, or maybe you may not know about it, but this is a very well-known model, Porter's model of what called 5 forces that you have to worry about the competitors. You of course have to make sure that the customers are happy and the suppliers have to be there, and also that there are always going to be new market entrants. And Amos's point about being innovative is extremely important, especially being innovative in solving customers' problems, because of the fact that there are always going to be needs that the customers have. So if the customers' needs are being met, that's very important. You don't have to come up with kind of complicated solutions, but you have to come up with solutions that are better than your competitors, or they are positioned better, or they're priced better, or whatever happens to be the case. By the way, there are lots of examples of this Porter's model. If anybody wants to read it, there is, for example, there is this website here that I've given. This is on Panmore's model, that Panmore's Institute's website. They have analysis of this nature, external and internal customers, and what different companies have done to compete in the marketplace. So there is a lot of literature on it. If anybody is more interested in it, that's a very good site to go and take a look at. All right?
All right, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
this
yes,
is good. So there are, by the way, some more.
Before we get in there, so I wanted to just share something in the stock markets. Stock markets in several economies had failed like a decade and a half ago. Investors had very wrong impressions about stock market operators because there were so many practices that were not really advantageous, or rather giving investors opportunities. So in the light of, with the experience that some of these economies actually got distressed and they went into recession, and of course, later on they came back, the practices in this business was not very transparent. They were slow and perhaps not giving the customers, the investors, the yields that they desire. But I think about 5 years, 6 years now that the financial information technology was introduced,
Okay.
real-time trading, whereby the investors are now doing their executions of orders by themselves, and the transactions have become very transparent, now gives innovators the power to go after the best they can ever possibly think of giving power to the investor so that he believes in what he's doing. He books his mandate, mandate gets consummated, and there is actually no third party, a broker, who is there doing something contrary to what his mind says he should do, because they learned that some of these brokers sometimes may trade out of your portfolio without you knowing. There were certain practices in so many places. So, but with automation today, every execution on the exchanges are notified. You have notification that goes direct to the investor.
Okay.
So the investor has a very transparent set of transactions from the point of booking a mandate, from the point of getting the market routed into the exchange, when, of course, the market was matched with whoever has the sell side of a buy, or the other way around. And at the end of the day, as the money gets credited to your bank, sometimes this bank credit is exactly your bank account and not like a cash vault with your stockbroker, which sometimes was stolen in the years past. So satisfying investors, that is the customers, becomes very critical in any line of business. So these are the reasons why if you say one customer or one application is better than the other, they are sometimes rated in by how well one application has offered the best and optimal gains to the customer. So that's always a good strength for any innovator to take advantage of in competition.
Yep. Okay. Good. So is the stock market now very heavily automated in Nigeria?
Yes, because I run a product called Cloud Integra. It's being run here in the capital market here in Nigeria. It's also being run in the Ghana Stock Exchange. It's a very transparent solution. As an investor, you can actually open an account with any licensed dealing broker, and you are offered an access to your portfolio, and you can manage your portfolio even on your bed. You really don't need to speak with anybody. When you, from the point of booking your mandates, get your mandates routed through the exchange, turns to value, and you have your bank alert you that your money is in bank. And it's very seamless and straightforward.
It's very straightforward.
So quite a lot of people who left the market and were now panicky to get returned back to the market. More people are now understanding that they have to come back because there's transparency and they are more protected. So a lot of people are doing better and good business in the market today.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Great. This is great for me to have a discussion. And I think after this course is over, we should form a small group of discussion. Not everybody will probably join it, but a few of us will. Having continued discussions about how to do some projects together. I really like that idea.
I'll share some of that with you, Prof, because I'm already engaging them individually and group-wise in several ways, and I'll share more with you. It's just I don't want it to disturb. I don't want to disturb this distraction, so we can continue.
All right. So let's do that after I think next 1 or 2 sessions. We should have just an open discussion. What are the next steps and where we go from here? Okay?
Very well, sir. Right.
So this purpose of this particular discussion session is to have a common vocabulary and everybody understands the same kind of things, and then we can figure it out how to work together on some projects. I have several very interesting projects in mind too, so we can do several things together. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shitu and Abu Bakr and everybody else, this will be, so we are not just talking about having a course and then going away. I think we should use this opportunity to actually start some projects together.
I've told all of them.
Good for all of us.
All right, great. Okay, so a couple of other minor things also left in it, in this topic area. One is, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats kind of SWOT analysis that companies do. And by the way, if you look at SWOT analysis more carefully, this is done, the top layer, the top row is the internal analysis. They're saying, okay, so you're forming a company. What are your internal strengths? What are this is like the critical, your competencies, and what are your weaknesses? But then the opportunities and threats, the second row is the external part, that how are you going to compete in the marketplace? Who are the external competitors, and what are the kind of niches that you have in the marketplace? So what are the your opportunities, but what are the threats that where, for example, the external market, external providers, the competitors can compete with you. So Shitu, you are in your business. So it's my understanding that you're in the transportation business, right?
Yes, sir.
You've written this application, right?
Yes, I'm in the transportation business, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, there are a lot of opportunities in that area. So I think we should talk about that a bit too. So I can help and I can just then talk to you guys about what kind of things we are doing to, so we can work together on several projects together. That would be great. That would be really, really outstanding. So anyway, so I'm sure that most of you have heard about SWOT analysis. By the way, in smart cities, that is usually a SWOT analysis is done commonly in a smart city, where they try to find out, if a city is saying that they need to provide a new service, they have to look what are the strengths of that service, what are the weaknesses of the service, what are the other possibilities, are there some other opportunities, that for example that this service will provide to the customers, and so there are a lot of different kind of SWOT analysis that can be done. By the way, I don't know if you guys have heard about these or not. There are some other analysis also. This is called PEST. In this case, they include politics and economics, society and technology, because as you know, in Nigeria, there is different type of politics and society issues as compared. So that's why your strategy has to be very well aware of those political and economic situations. And then there is another model called PESTEL, which goes beyond the PEST, and it adds legal and environmental aspects. So these are all that I just wanted to share them with you. I don't know how many of these you are aware of, and how, but I don't want to give you 35, but I think 4 or 5 models should be good enough for you to keep thinking when you are running your business. That was my purpose. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Enough? So what I am going to ask you to do is, I think most of you, some of you are already doing this, but if you're not, you should just exercise 3 for this session is, number 1 is how will you make your company successful using the typical management model like customer versus products, Porter's model, SWOT analysis, so on and so forth. The following the strategic planning methodology. So this could be like one slide or a few slides where you're presenting your thinking about the about the internal analysis. Is it going to be competency focused? Is it going to be customer focused? where are you going to, how are you going to use the customer versus the product model, new customer, existing customers, new products, existing products. And then also you're looking at Porter's model, like competitive forces. How are you positioning your company into the marketplace, listing out all the competitors, listing out all the products and things. It will really help you think through. This is a very good set of slides that you can use to think through your own company's business strategy. And then there is a game here. There's a in space. I don't know if you have used this game yet or not. This is a business strategy game in space that you can go to space. I will try to see if I can do a quick demonstration of space, because space has a lot of these little tools. So it has a business strategy, a strategic planning game in space. So it asks you for the company type, company size, and what country you are in, what industry you are in, and you enter it, and then it will show you the different type of business activities for that. And then it will help you, do the analysis. Like you can see SWOT analysis, Porter's analysis, cost benefit analysis, and Pastel, and so on and so forth. So you can do all kind of analysis by using this game. External analysis, internal analysis. So it's a good gamification that will help you to think through how you can do some of the strategic analysis. So my strong suggestion is that for your business, John, you and Shitu, and anybody else who is here should just do this very simple exercise of doing this work, and also then going to space and using this gamification. I don't know if anybody has gone to the space site or not. Maybe we can do that today. Walk through that briefly in a short time, so that you can actually see it. By the way, there is another game that we have. This is a digital transformation game. It's really a prototype, but you can run through it. It will tell you, what your strategy should be, where you are, like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, from brick and mortar onwards. That are available on the space environment, and right now lots of people are using it. So I'm gonna strongly suggest that you use it. So this will really be very helpful to you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if you can use it, and we can talk about it next week, and just post your solutions. Please do go to space. If you want, I can walk you through space very briefly right now. I hope I can do this with the screen of Zoom working. So this is really the end of the first session. So any questions on this part? Amos, you want to stop here for a minute and just have some questions and answer, and then move to the next discussion?
Oh, great. Yes. I think at this point, before the business strategy, like a kind of highlight into that space game may be relevant, sir.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so this was the business strategy part. So let me see if I can bring the gamification part here. Let me see if it will work.
I'm sure some of them, they all have access, but then they may not have a good grip of what they are doing there. So I just want them to see.
Okay, so I am having trouble with, okay, how do I go back to my screen? let me see if I can. Okay. All right. So you can see my screen now. Okay. So I am going to now go back and see if I can. First of all, go here. Okay, so just a minute. I'm gonna go to space, log in here. Okay, let's see. Okay, just let me know when you can see the screen. Can you let me know when you can see this screen?
Yeah, we can see it now, sir.
All right, so this is the space screen. And you just, this is the URL for it. I think you already have that, space4ICT.com. If you just go there, it will take you there. So I'm just in the overview part of it. So if you go to the overview, this shows you all the capabilities of the space. So these are, by the way, the space system has several games here. They're learning game, their planning game, their implementation games, and so on, and management games, so on and so forth. These are all very good games that you can play. They're very simple type of games that will help you understand different parts of it. And by the way, these all, so this is about the games. Then there is a decision support system and a strategic decision support system like ePlanner. I am going to walk you through that also a bit later on. So let me do the following first. Let me go to the over here. You can see overview. You can see pattern repository. You can see games here. So I'm just going to click on games, and you will see some games right here. So here are all the different type of games. So they're learning games, they're planning games. Let me see. I think this planning game, the business planning game is here. Yes. So the game is, this is the business strategic planning game. So if I just go here, I should be able to invoke it. Wait a minute. Why can't I invoke this thing? Wait. Okay, enter the games, and I think, oh, I see. Okay, it's saying, let's play. Mobility. Hang on. I'm having some trouble because some of this thing is obstructing my view from this side, so I cannot see the whole screen here.
Okay, but I think we actually got a hang of it. Well,
you have it?
Yes, I have a good hang of the whole space for ICT site.
So you are already on the space site?
Yes, I've been going around on the site. I've touched a few games too.
Yeah, so you're already touching the few games. I think I am having trouble here because of some strange reason. Anyway. Too many icons here in my machine right now. But okay, so you are already on it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think this is the system. Okay, so I'm in planning games. Oh, I see. My problem is this thing. Now I know. Okay. Now I know. Because this, my view was being blocked. Okay. So I can just now go to this planning game here. Yeah. So you can see this game here, and so you can just. I think from this point onwards, you can just play it yourself. You can see what does it do. So you can choose as you can. And now you can see my screen.
Yes, sure. We can
Okay. Yeah, my problem was that that my icons were being blocked, so that's why. Okay. But you can see the SWOT analysis. You can see Porter's 5 forces model, cost benefit analysis, the pastel analysis, so on and so forth. You can, first of all, you can choose your companies. How many employees do you have? Is it a private company or not? Where are you located? So I think Nigeria should be there somewhere. Yeah, so you can choose a Nigeria. So that way you will know about Nigeria. But I would strongly suggest that you spend some. I think I picked Niger. Niger is not the same as Nigeria. Okay.
I actually choose Nigeria, and I see population of 151.21 million. Population density per square meter 164. GDP 165.92, and so on.
Okay, some of these numbers, I think we need to update also. So let me know if you see some discrepancies, because we are taking a lot of these numbers from the World Bank. Okay.
Well, that should be pretty standard then.
Yeah, but they, some of the feeds from some of the countries may be out of sync, but please take a look at it and let us know how we can improve this game also. So because you can see where you can see the value.
Yeah. Right. Hello, sir.
Right.
Yeah. There might be some needs for us to look at some of the data that were being used from some of them are from the World Economic Forum and the World Bank about Nigeria and perhaps other Africa. I'm particularly interested in Nigeria, that we may need to review some of this data with the local National Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria. Yes. I realize that some of these things might not be in the right sync.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, please let me know.
I remember about 10 years ago, I was embarrassed by the data that the World Bank was producing for Nigeria, and I was almost shedding tears.
Oh, really? Why? Because the World Bank didn't have it right, or?
They may not be right, sir. They are stale. They may not be right of Africans of the time. They may not be right. So we need to call for that, those harmonizations in due course.
All right. Okay, that's fine. So that I think we can correct that data. So that's fine. So please do let me know, and we can make the corrections to it. The other part that I want to show you on the space platform. By the way, please do walk through all of these things: repository, games, and play as many games as possible, and let us know what you think about it. By the way, you have free license up to I think December 20th or so. So please let us know what do you think about these things. And we have developed and are developing other things too. So I'm going to show you later on. In fact, from next week onwards, we are going to have more sessions where we can just have interactive kind of these game playing and actual planning part of it. Now, I want to show you this part, the extensive planner. This is very, very powerful tool that there's the e-planner. So I'm already logged in, but I just want to show you the learning corner. Please go to the learning corner first. This is a very extensive location where, first of all, you find different stages. So you can use it as just a casual visitor. So there is for every one of these stages, there is a summary has 2 pages of document. Please read it. It will help you understand how this planner works. And then the most important thing is the stage 1 overview for the beginners. And you already have the login ID, so you can use the login ID. But once you go to the overview to the beginners, there is a video clip about 2.5 minutes or so that explains to you how this space planner works. And then there is a user guide that's about 4 pages that will explain to you the whole idea of the space planner. So my recommendation is that maybe you should read these materials and then I'll go through it next week. Or do you want me to go through it this week? Amos, I cannot hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry, next week, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, but may I ask all of you to just, go through the stage 0, stage 1 materials. This will really help you a lot.
Great.
All right, great. Now if I have some time right now, let me go through the next slide session. I'll go through it very quickly to just give you some ideas, but please prepare for the space demonstration. That will be very, very useful. So if you can read it and post it, and I'm going to start giving you some feedback. I think from this point onwards, we should do some really good hands-on experiments, which will really be of value to you all. So my goal is that at the end of it, as I said, we should be able to form a smart community in Nigeria, with all of you being players in it, and I will help you, and I can then connect your smart community with a smart community in Pakistan, and smart community in Samoa, Solomon Island, in the United States. So that way you really become a member of a large network of smart communities instead of reading about smart cities and what they do and all that type of stuff. You can actually see it.
That's what I want to hear.
Great. Thank you so much, Prof, for this.
You see where I'm getting at?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I can see the big picture.
Yes.
Yeah, the big picture. John, are you happy with that?
Very, very happy, sir.
I like the way John smiles. He has a good smile.
He's very known for smiling.
Very, very well known.
Most people are watching. Most people are still watching like fame. You don't know that you are the actors.
He's a good kid. I'm getting to know you guys. Abu Bakr?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think really forming a smart community in Nigeria would be a great
Oh, yeah.
a great opportunity for so let's start that area. So I am now going to basically go back and okay, so I am now going to go to the new screen share. Okay, yeah. Let me know when you can see this screen.
Okay. You can see it now.
Yeah, we can see it.
Can you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so can you see the? Okay, so this is now for session 4. So you notice we have covered session 1, 2, and 3. The three was the first one that we discussed, and session 4 is the one that we are now going to talk about computer-aided planning and information systems. This part I am assuming most of you are already familiar with, but so you can see the big screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Let me get some water, sip some water, because I've been talking for an hour.
Very well. Well done, sir.
All right. Okay. So so now we're looking at the information systems and space, and I will give you an idea about what this is all about. So just reviewing business processes and information systems. So what really we are talking about are that there are business processes in every company, and then there are business applications that automate the business processes. So this model I already showed you. This shows you the sales and marketing, finance and accounting, and so on and so forth. And the model that I want to share with you, this is a way of what is known as business pattern, automatic, so every business, and I want to show you now some details of it. I showed you earlier a very high level idea of a retail store. In a retail store, of course, you have customer services, you have marketing, you have sales, you have human resources, finance and accounting, corporate management, warehousing, supply chain, all those kind of things are in a retail store. But I have given you now a bit more detail about it. And this detail is not only that, these are the big functional area and corporate management, but it shows you in detail what are the business processes like customer support, CRM system, order processing, selling chain management, purchasing, customer payment, shipping, inventory management, procurement, master control. Yes, all of these things are monitoring and control, scheduling, procurement, so on and so forth. Then knowledge management, business intelligence, enterprise procurement, corporate planning, business monitoring and control. So these are all the different types of business processes that I have listed here. So the purpose is to not just have a very high level view of a business, but also detailed level view of a business. So I'm going to show you these kind of business patterns for healthcare, for a smart city. I already showed you retail store and any other kind we have in space. At the core of the space, it has a repository of all these business patterns. We have business patterns for retail store, for healthcare, about 12 different sectors, and I will show you all of them later on. But so this is just an example to show you what kind of services and business processes each business had. So when you're talking about automating, so this is, let's say these are like 22 or so, I think, if you can count it quickly, these white boxes, there are about 22 white boxes. So that means that you have to, or you should automate all of them, or is it really important to automate all of them or few of them? So what is your view that in Nigeria, most of the retail store, which one of these are automated right now? Is any, or if you are probably in a rural area, not probably nothing, right? That's like the brick and mortar. That was the brick and mortar model, by the way.
Yes.
Brick and mortar would be where none of these are automated. And when you say that a company is automated, let's say 70%, that means that 70% of these business processes have been automated, right? Through ERP packages or software as a service, or mobile apps. Mobile apps is another very strong player in these areas. So some of these are being done through mobile apps. So when you look at an actual automation of a company, there may have many of these things automated, and you should be able to show to see that by just color coding. So this is one of the ways that we are practicing is through automation, is to instead of just talking about it, showing them step by step, like which one of these things should be automated first, how would they be automated, what are the techniques being used, and things of that nature. So moving right on. So by the way, I will show you, I promise you guys that I will show you the actual pictures of these business processes. These are called business patterns. Patterns for healthcare, patterns for smart cities, patterns for transportation businesses, for the many other cases, because it's good to talk about high level, but we all need to get into some of the details of it. And we are always building new patterns for these type of places. So you will see all that. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the ERP system. So these things are automated through either software packages or the ERP systems, which are really the systems that really don't have individual apps. They have apps, but they are all integrated around a common database. So they have payment system, marketing systems, order processing system, so on and so forth. But that system is, all of these are integrated around a common database. In this case, this could be, for example, a common database that has is an item database or a customer database that has the common information that all of them share. So I'm sure that all of you are familiar with the ERP systems. Of course, I'm just very quickly to make sure everybody is on the same level here, going to review the different type of ERP systems because they are very common. I'm sure they are common in Nigeria also. So in Nigeria, are the ERP systems mostly available over the cloud, or are they becoming available as open source, or what's the situation in of ERP systems in Nigeria?
Well, I think in Nigeria right now, the kind of ERP systems that I see that are available are standalone, but they are open source softwares being built on, for example, the Odoo. So what they do is to pick the open source part of it and build upon it to automate their processes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So these are different type of models being used. So I'm just gonna show you, for example, how some of these ERP systems are organized. So some of them, by the way, are integrated because they have multiple applications, but they're integrated horizontally. In other words, this is what SAP did initially when it entered the marketplace. They automated the sales and marketing, finance and accounting, human resources, and whatever services were being offered at the lower level, operational level, into one larger system. And of course, those systems are very expensive. I mean, in the United States, they sell for millions of dollars type of thing. So that's why they are them becoming available over the cloud is a very good option. And then there are some ERP systems that are integrated vertically, so they have taken different levels of management functions and automated all of them. So, for example, PeopleSoft is a company that automated everything that has to do with human resources and human resource management. So that's one example of it. And of course, there are some companies that are basically automating vertically as well as horizontally. So which ERP company is very popular in Nigeria? Is it SAP or is it Microsoft Azure or what?
I think they all have good, they all have good share market in Nigeria.
They all have good markets.
They all have good market share in Nigeria.
They all have good market share. Microsoft, Oracle, SAP.
Microsoft
is a very strong player also. Okay, good. So so these are the different type of these systems. And by the way, the ERP system basically what they do is they automate not one business process, but multiple. So for example, CRM systems are focusing on the customer services. So whatever processes are there, then there are the systems and supply chain management systems automate warehouse and distribution and inventory and shipping and monitoring and control procurement. They focus on the supplier side. Then there are systems that really are automating corporate management, like business intelligence and knowledge management and things of that nature. And then there are, of course, e-commerce systems that are focusing on the e-commerce activities. So I am not going to go into details of it, but I will mention it to you that there is a very nice methodology available for what is known as the application matrix to develop something like listing on this side, let's say as rows. You can list the different type of business processes and list the application packages as the columns. So for example, in this case, business process 1 is being implemented through at operational level through an ERP system, but the system is rented. You can see here that there is a mobile app that is actually being is automating their business process for there's a web-based system that's outsourced or rented on business process 5. So this kind of a application matrix, by the way, is extremely powerful and useful for companies to take a look at their entire software portfolio and see which one of those functions are being automated, which ones are not. So Shitu, you're in the transportation business. Do you have something like that in the transportation area?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good.
I would say what software currently does is we've actually is to take care of the horizontal parts as you've shown.
Okay.
So
okay, good.
the goal is to actually go vertically as well as soon as possible. That's if we're able to raise the cash we're trying to raise. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so actually, the more I talk to you, the more I'm getting interested in working with you, because this would be an interesting project to take a look at the transportation industries. Because I worked in Michigan. Michigan is very heavy manufacturing and transportation type of course, state. But I like to see how you are doing it and all that. It would be very useful to you and also to me and to other people too, to look at the automation packages. So, Shiru, maybe after this course is over, you and I can exchange some emails and talk to each other too.
Okay? No problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this would be good. Okay, great. But this kind of application matrices are very useful. Then there are, individually, of course, CRM, customer relationship management system. Probably one of the best examples is Salesforce.com. I'm sure that Salesforce.com has market share in Nigeria also. And basically all the CRM system do is that they focus on customer, but not just the customer sales, but the marketing, to the customer and sales. How many of these marketing information is being converted to sales, and then also to the support there and service. There are lots of companies, especially airlines, they lose a lot of their customers because they provide good marketing and good sales, but they don't provide very good service to the customer. If, for example, their flights are late or their luggage gets lost, so that because of the service part. So all these three factors, marketing, sales, and service, are important. And a CRM system really focuses and tells you how all of them are working together. Then supply chain management, of course, most of you probably know about these. This is where you're focusing on the supplier side. And supply chain management systems are basically of two types. Actually three types, but mainly they can be retail stores, because retail stores are very easy. They just get the product and they sell it. They don't really do any manufacturing themselves, but the manufacturing supply chain, they really get the materials from raw materials, and then they transform them into actual finished products, and then they distribute it. So there are terms like upstream in supply chain and downstream in supply chain, where you get information from the supplier to the distributor to manufacturer to reseller and retailer, and then finally the customer. The information systems have really impacted this whole supply chain nowadays a lot, where people are directly buying from the manufacturer. In the United States, a lot of the department stores are closing because of the fact that the manufacturers send the information directly and the product directly to the customer. So there are supply chain management system, of course, many different supply chain management. Oracle has them, IBM, of course, Microsoft's Azure, and there are lots of supply chain type of management systems on the cloud available too. E-commerce systems, also, these are the ones that help you buy and sell. So they can have very simple capabilities like just advertisement, or they can do advertisement and selling from one supplier to multiple suppliers, and then they can become a really very sophisticated system. So a given company, small company, may really have just advertisement, that was like stage one that we talked about, but then they can really expand it to a e-commerce product, just advertisement plus selling to multiple suppliers, where they are actually a chain of stores like Amazon and Walmart and all these department stores. Now, I have not been to Nigeria, but I've been to Rwanda and a couple of other African countries. So, are some department stores like Walmart popular in Nigeria?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we have ShopRite.
They are actually
So
they are
Oh,
very
yeah,
high.
ShopRite.
They are very high flying shops. In e-commerce shops.
Shopping mall.
Yeah, like most
Okay.
of these
Okay, so
brands are coming from other countries to set up in Nigeria, and they are doing very well.
okay, they're doing very well. Okay, so actually, that would be an interesting economic opportunity for you guys to actually become partners with those local partners, if possible. So,
Yes, yes.
There's many local
Okay.
partners that we
yeah.
can partner with them. There's many opportunities, sir, because our system is not digitalized up now, so we can help to digitalize the system by now.
Okay, good. So I think that's another area of hi Ayuba. So there are several opportunities for partnerships, because a lot of these companies, when they come from overseas, they don't know the local culture, they don't know and everything. So the local suppliers can be, instead of trying to be a competitor, becoming partners with the larger companies is a very good business. And I have also worked with a few people in other developing countries so this is an opportunity for all of you gentlemen and ladies who are interested in this type of a business. Those are just a very quick overviews of it. So how do you put all the pieces together in a company? So in your company, for example, you have, of course, business strategies that are at the highest level, then the application packages that I talked about, ERP systems and e-commerce system. By the way, in healthcare, there are ERP systems that are centered around the electronic health records. And in other areas, like tourism and other areas, there are ERP systems that are specialized in those areas too. But I just mentioned some general pieces of information. And then is the IT infrastructure, like computer platform, networks, and software packages and routers and those kind of things that actually support all of these type of activities. And so in reality, the enterprise architecture for your company, no matter how small it is, every company has an enterprise architecture. So the architecture shows all the business activities, the technologies, the applications, and the IT infrastructure. So the IT infrastructure, I've not talked about it too much, but I'm assuming most of you know about this. And most of you are computing and software systems experts. So these are the typical thing: platform, telecom services, data management services, application software, IT management, and then the technical architecture. So this is an example. I just want to show you one example of a typical small company type of architecture that happens is that you have a company that has, of course, inside the company, you have a network, you have multiple computers, laptops, and things of that nature, a main server. And these laptops are communicating through a wireless local area network to the backbone, and then it is going to the gateway, and the gateway is then connected, the firewall is connected to the public internet, and that's how the traffic comes. In this case, there is one problem with this architecture architecture here. Can anybody take a look at it very briefly and tell me what's wrong with this picture? Everything is right, but there is one problem that they have. This company had that they didn't know about it. What do you think is the problem? It has to do with security. Anybody know? Anybody can tell me? So you have a firewall.
Yes, sir.
There is a
People
firewall.
are coming through. Sorry.
There is the
Yeah.
wireless LAN connected local area network. So
Okay.
for this edge, the local area network doesn't work for this edge. You cannot work to another state so that you can communicate within your company. So
Right. So this will only work inside the company. The other problem that this kind of an architecture have is that in this case, notice that the external partners, they can directly go to the server without going through the firewall. So
Firewall.
that's
Correct.
right.
That's
So
correct.
that's a security
Yes.
risk. You should not have that. You shouldn't have external partners directly accessing your mail. In other words, a lot of people have very fancy kind of, they really have. So I think it's a good idea to draw this out and then you can see some of the flaws of it. So I just wanted to give you that as an example. And of course, all of you know about cloud computing, but nowadays, a lot of companies that don't have a internal infrastructure of this nature, they are going to the cloud. So what is the situation in Nigeria about cloud? Is it a lot of things are moving to the cloud or?
Yes, sir. A lot of companies are actually moving into cloud, and that's what
almost everybody is moving to cloud here.
They're moving to the cloud. So I would say a lot of companies are actually moving into the cloud.
Because I think they have same more advantages moving to the cloud. It used to be more expensive having on ground or on site installations.
Yeah. No, I believe it's not going to be. Cloud is not that expensive in the sense that you are being given, you are paying for whatever you use. But when you use,
site installations,
if you're doing site installations, you are having everything. You are actually paying upfront. You pay for what you even use.
Yes.
So when you go cloud, it's much more cheaper, especially when you have people who can, manage your cloud infrastructures for you, the things you rented. For example, if you have people that can, you have programmers that can help optimize the code so that, for example, your database is not, consuming too much bandwidth, for example, you won't be charged much. So things like that. So, but then overall, going cloud is much more cheaper.
And just to add that it's cheaper where you have to manage change. When you have to do new installations, do upgrades for your own ground on-site installations, it becomes more difficult. But for the cloud, it's easier. You do it seamlessly without having to buy new equipment, without having to hire new people and all of that.
I think one more point.
And it's also faster.
Okay.
Yeah, not just for cost.
Yes.
And that thing again is for security, for safety, so people cannot damage your site installations.
Site server.
Yes.
And
yes. Okay.
There's a challenge for me.
Okay, what? I'm listening. What's
now, most of the cloud services are not hosted within the country, especially for like Nigeria. So at the long run, it is not completely very safe to host most of your services off your country. And so I think that for we in Nigeria, that's one area we need to look at.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something?
No, just 1 minute, please. Now, based on the information that David just raised now, it's actually it's actually a major concern because governments here are actually looking at data sovereignty issues. So, like for me, as a software provider in the capital markets, almost like 4 years ago, there was this rule that all capital market operators and their operation must be hosted within the country.
Yes.
So, and before now, all of them were hosted, say, from California, from data centers, say, in Taipei and some other part of the world. But we had to like redirect all of them to be hosted by RAC Center here in Nigeria, because their operation is now closer to the stock exchange. They hardly have data latency, in transaction on a daily basis and things like that. But then these are like national IT policy concerns, which Nigeria also worries about, that the domains, that the hosting must be resident in the country. And I think for the last 3-4 years they've been doing it, it's been very successful. So,
let me ask a question, sir, and I think this question will actually help us. So comparing you mentioned their name now, I think Rack something. Comparing them to others, how would you rate them in terms of their downtime, and particularly about their downtime? And do they have something like falling over or things like that, failing over?
Excellent. No. First and foremost, data centers all over the world have a rating. They are tier 1, tier 2, tier whatever, and those ratings they have specific attributes and quality. So the fact that it is actually resident in Nigeria does not mean that it's going to be any less qualitative to the standard tiers across the world. And don't forget, the local infrastructure and that company will obviously have a link with the foreign people that have done this many years. All they are trying to do is that they make sure that the data is resident from within and just in line with some of those policies.
Yeah, okay, so I just want to mention it to you. This is very, very good discussion, by the way. And I'm sure most of you know about this, that the structure, which is the basic networks and web technologies and the operating systems and the platforms or the application services, all the way up to the business processes. And so this is infrastructure as a service, IaaS, platform as a service, PaaS, and earlier, I think Shitu was mentioning SaaS, as software as a service, where you can just get just software packages as a service, but also get the computer. So, by the way, you can get this thing called XaaS. I'm sure some of you have heard about it. That means everything. Okay, that means from the business processes all the way down to the network. So there is a lot of activity on the cloud.
All these are now available.
All of the others also. Right. So I just want to show you that this is the kind of a diagram, kind of a table. You can take a look at it offline, but the major advantage of cloud turns out to be still is that it is at least cheaper initially, and also it is you can get it very quickly, services that you want, but the major risk a lot of companies are still not sure about is the security issue, and the fact that it is the cloud owner now owns your company and they are running everything. So how good are they? So please take a look at the benefits on this side and the risks on the other side, and then make a decision. I'm sure, and in fact, if you want to add something to the benefits and the risks from your experience, based on your experience with Nigeria, I think that would be really outstanding. But these are, you can see the benefits being lower cost initially, focusing on critical business functions and so on and so forth. but there are risks also. So it seems like you guys are already into it. So I'm glad to hear that. So that will be. I noticed that Amos, you have a course on cloud, right?
Oh, very well. Yes. My application is actually called. My application is actually called Cloud Integra, and this is actually an awareness I plan to, to share with some of my capital market operators who, at the point, they were afraid to go online. They were panicking. They were thinking about the threats more than the gains. And within the pandemic, most of all those organizations who never had cloud environments suffered because there was no way they could trade remotely from their bedrooms when the whole place was locked down. Oh. So shortly after lockdown, they lost a lot of business. And those who had solutions that were cloud-based, they could trade, their customers could trade online because their services were 100% available. So and people were buying and selling shares right from their bedrooms. So the post-COVID concept now is further giving them the assurance that going cloud is not a negotiable thing.
Okay, great. Okay, all right. I have to go in 10 minutes because I have not had my breakfast yet.
Oh, so, sorry. Before that, I want to just share my program with you. I have some thoughts I want to share with you. I will share, if you are done, I will share my screen for just one minute. Let me finish my thing. Okay. All right, sir. All right, sir.
It will take me 1 minute, 2 minutes. Okay.
All right.
So this is the cloud part. This is then about the space. I think I already showed you this, the space e-planner, and we are going to do some more experiments next week. So I'm going to ask you to go to space, and this just shows you the screen of it. I already walked you through it. You guys were already on it. And this is the e-planner learning corner. I already mentioned it. Please go to stage 0 and stage 1 and run some simple experiment. And I have suggested some experiments here. So suggested exercise is use Space ePlanner to develop an IT plan of its first of your choice. Pick any service from this planner, go to the ePlanner learning corner. And when you go through the exercise, you will see at the end of it, you will see a business intelligence circle like this. It takes only about 20 minutes to produce this complete plan. So I like to see what you guys come up with next week. And I am going to send you some email later on, like maybe Thursday or so, to see how you guys are doing. So it will be really good. So if you can start using Space in the next round, because then we can move on to actually developing a smart community, virtual community in Nigeria. Okay?
Great.
I'm done. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I really appreciate it. This was a very good session.
So let me just share my screen for 2 minutes.
Sure.
I'll share yours.
Yeah, let me do that right now. Okay, I'm done. All right. Can you?
Yes, I'll continue now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
It's loading. Okay. You can see
I can see it.
All right. So after this set of weeks on this project, sir, I am currently challenging every participant at this event. I mean, at this workshop. And we planned an event this week that did not hold. So this event will be holding next week, Thursday, that's December the 3rd. The reason this event will happen on the 3rd of December, time is 13:45, almost the same time we are starting this our workshop on the Saturday, but this is going to be on 3rd December, next week, Thursday. What I plan to do here is that I'm trying to let the public know what we are doing in Nigeria. And I can mention here that there are 3 objectives of this workshop. One is to further expose every participant to the realities of the world. 2, to give us an opportunity to show gratitude, particularly to you, sir, and every other person that has made this happen in Nigeria. Now,
thank you.
Thirdly, for us to look at the fact that the people involved with this program should understand that their value is immeasurable and they need to be assisted by the leadership from all the regions. You know, so as a result of this, we have put together this program for the community to be aware, the community to accept all the players, and the community to take seriously the recommendations of the ICT4SIDS project in Nigeria. Because if we can get it right, Nigeria will serve as that bedrock, the foundation for us to be able to scale to other African countries. Now, the program starts this way, sir. The program starts by 1:45, just introduction and all of that. We have some journalists in the house, but all these participants you have here, sir, are all hosted as if it's in the virtual residence. We call it Innovation Bed House. Just like a reality Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother Africa, or Big Brother anywhere in the world. So this concept has actually moved into a digital transformation revolution. And we have all these gentlemen who are now ready to pick up this knowledge and go back on assignments to solve the problems of their immediate societies. So that's exactly the assignment they have. So when they are done, they perhaps will now know that they have so much to do in this country. Now, you sir, we really do not want you to do so much on that day because it's not a day of lecture for you. It's just a day of appearance. So we have the honorable
I will appear. Yeah.
We have the honorable minister.
It is December the 3rd. It's a Thursday, right?
It's a Thursday.
Yes, it's a Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
We have the honorable minister who, even if he's not there, obviously will send someone because about a day or two ago, he just lost a 13-year-old daughter. But then some journalists that we have in the house are doing everything possible for him to join us because he was, at that same time, he'll be having another event in another region in Nigeria, Imo State. But we have enough people that will track him down because we want them to see what I'm doing here, what you have been doing in Nigeria. They are not aware. They have never been aware, and they may not appreciate it. But this is an opportunity for the public to know. Now, so aside all of that, we now brought, there will be a young man from Egypt. His name is Ahmed El Sobki. You know him, sir. He is the vice president.
Yes, I've met him.
Oh, great. He is the vice president of Information Technology Development Agency of ITIDA in Egypt. And he currently chairs the Silicon Waha for technology parks in Egypt. So he's also a very close friend of mine because he does the kind of thing I do for Nigeria in Egypt, because it's actually the UN World Summit Awards national expert for Egypt, while I do the same thing for Nigeria. So we share a common thing, and it's like when he heard that I'm doing this, he plans to give us, to show us like a roadmap of what can work in Africa to getting a smart city. And we'll just be—
that would be great.
To listen to him. In fact, he told me how difficult it can be in Africa. And I shared with him what you and I have been through in the last almost 10 years on this initiative, that we couldn't fly with it. But it's not a wrong time to go now. So Mr. Ahmed El Sobki will share his vision and his ideas with us for about 30 minutes on that day. So,
good.
In progressing into the program, we invited someone, a very also honorable stakeholder. He was the former president of the Association of Telecommunications Companies of Nigeria.
Okay.
And we particularly got him to help us thank, this document, I have just shared it with you before now because I didn't want it to bore you.
All right, all right.
Now, so he is going to help us thank quite a lot of many eminent Nigerians across Nigeria that made this to happen. These Nigerians went open-heartedly, responded to my notification to them as unlike my fears that, oh, one politician will want to play a game with me and all of that. Obviously, a couple of regions did that with me. But of course, you know my stand. These people, as they are, I'll mention their name, people from the Ministry of Science and Technology in AKWAIBOM states, people from Kufana Securities Limited in Uyo, also in AKWAIBOM states. There's an Alhaji Sagir Mohammed. Is actually in the office of the Secretary to the state governments in KANO state government. Then we have Professor Mohammed Ajia, is the president of the Digital Bridge Institute in Abuja. Then, of course, my common self as Programmers Software Group, I have championed and hosted and done all this over the years. Nobody ever, I think, may have heard about my name. Okay, and without that software bits and company, this may not have been realized. Now, we have Maweni Joseph, Director ICT, TARABA State Ministry, Science and Technology, TARABA. The gentlemen and women that you see here were nominated by these highly placed eminent Nigerians in the society. So, and we truly actually want them to see that Nigeria can do this. Now, we also have Yua Nabs. She is of the Edo State Information Communication Technology Agency, Edo State Government. Then we have Abubakar Tijani Abba. He is the Director General, Bureau for Information Communication Technology in BAUCHI State. And then we have Dr. Babangida Albaba. He is the Rector of KATSINA State Institute of Technology and Management, KATSINA State. We have Aisha Umar Maigeri, Her Excellency, because she's the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Science and Technology and Information, Gombe State Government. Then OGUN State Government and Programmers Foundation sponsored to be here. Then we have Mr. David Labe, Director of ICT, Ministry of Science and Technology, BENUE State, also have nominations for this program. So you notice we have to use a particular strategy to get Nigeria working. If I go the way of Jamaica, like my former friend, hey, I would have lost it at this stage. So they will help me to send congratulatory messages to them. And this young man, Mr. Tenu, that's his job, and he's going to gladly do that for us within a short time. Now, these people remain my project, my project promoters in the country, and they can speak for this project based on the outcome of the project. In truth, and sincerity. Now, we have a session that each of these players are going to do a public presentation. Who does not know should be embarrassed. Who knows will be hailed. So we are going to take time out. You know this gentleman, this is John. You know, some more of them, quite a number of them. Okay, maybe the images will come later. Then, of course, this other job, that's Moses Amos. He's in the house now today, but he's been in some other programs while in school in Cyprus. Now, we have other gentlemen. He is going to do, these people are doing a talk. They have an assignment now. Apart from your own assignment, I gave them, these people are having an assignment in the area of innovation bed for agricultural commerce. So what does this imply, sir? We are going to have a situation whereby we are looking at innovation bed ICT4SIDS ministerial capacity development programs, because this project is going to go beyond the set of human beings we have here. We want to engage every state and ministry and be able to build capacity from 2021. And these human beings here will be part of the faculty. Now, For the agri and commerce, John has an assignment to deliver an excellent project that the public must listen to, using references to all that he has done. Same thing for Abubakar Yusuf, is to do something in agriculture.
Okay, you got all the people from here. Okay, so my friends are going to be there. Okay.
You also have the from BENUE. He's also having a project on agriculture to deal. Now, the gentleman that has been talking about transportation, Mr. Olubenga Shitu, has to come up with a presentation, and in each presentation, I give them an authority, somebody who is an authority in that field, to be able to evaluate what they have spoken about. And I have carefully selected a core leader here in Lagos State in Nigeria. This man is the engineer, Olajide Oduyoye. He's the general manager of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA. I need these people to put their ears to the ground, that if young Nigerians are empowered, they can do all that they need.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So
okay.
Much later,
glad to be in the company. This is outstanding.
In fact, sir, I didn't want to disturb you with this, but I use this to know who is playing here, because I don't want any member here to waste any of our time. We don't have that time. Now, in the education, we now have many of them in education, which it means that we actually have a lot of educational problems in Nigeria to solve. So I don't just mind that. So we are matching them because there are many. We have Dr. Mrs. Martina Ede, but she's not feeling too fine to join us today. And we also have to manage that session, Mrs. Cinderella Ochu. That happens to be my daughter doing her PhD. Doing her PhD at the University of Johannesburg, so she's joining in to double up with her to handle this education category presentations. So we're going to have Iklimatu Abubakar from Gombe State to present, and she will be presenting before her Honorable Commissioner. So she has to perfect and actually do a great job. Now, we also have our Sunny Bello presenting something in education, and she also have people from, Kano State government listening to her presentation. So she had to defend herself very well. So moving beyond there, because education is much, I have to bring another superstar. And this person here is the Chief Information Officer of a bank in Nigeria. His name is Richard Amafonye. Richard Amafonye, before now, was somebody I'd actually taught many years back, and is actually one of the youths. I can always tell anybody about his past, and he has become and doing so well that he has been Chief Information Officer of many banks in the last 10 years, and is a very young man. So he will handle other people also in education. Aliu Ayuba from Bauchi State, Muhammad Abubakar from the Federal Capital Territory.
Yeah, I know him.
Right? Then Messi Michael Ipe from AKWAIBOM State, as well as we have Awal Isiaku Mafindi. And all those people will be speaking before their promoters, who are highly placed in places of authority. Then we have one gentleman that will be dealing something on innovation bed for e-government, and that means the Innovation Bed ICT4SIDS Ministerial Capacity Development Program can actually talk about e-government for the people in government as we speak. So this guy, his name is Adoge Abewialu, and he will be presenting something on e-government totally. And this session will be managed by our friend, Dr. Alina Daniela Plewe, which I think you will know.
I know her, yeah.
Great.
From
so
Singapore,
Daniela will manage that session from Singapore for me. And after that, it will be an opportunity for the public to know what we're doing, to know each and every one of them, to rate them high and offer all the necessary help that they need they will need after the program in a few weeks. And I was able to share with them all our concepts. This is a chart I got from the Info Poverty, and this actually can tell the world that we have been working for a long time, that even in Africa, PROGRAMOS was identified as part of the major stakeholders on the 14th Info Poverty World Conference stakeholders as a network for integrated community. So it's a long time work that we want it to be rooted, deep rooted immediately. And in innovation bed, here is our intervention. We look at introducing SDGs, we look at the gaps, that is, challenges that threaten unlocking efforts, solution, intervention, pilots in Nigeria, which have been going on. So the innovation bed framework actually is actually intervention number 1, which is to fix the gap. That is, look for gaps, look for solutions, match them in the community. The next is upskilling research. Upskilling research is what is leading to what we are doing right now with Nigerian youth. Tech Awards. Tech Awards is actually what I do under the United Nations World Summit Award every year, that we detect very good mobile app and innovations and social innovations of very high positive impact in Nigerian society. And Nigeria has been winning over the years on the global stage. Then here, we look at the strategic e-planning and the SDG advisor on its own is a unique intervention of innovation bed. So we don't joke with it at all. Lastly, is digital policy advocacy, so that no matter what we have done here, let us engage government to understand where we are going, why they need to make policies to allow us to be sustained. And that is why we have to go all out to get the Minister for Communication and Digital Economy, which we think obviously he'll be able to grace the day for us. So lastly, on that document, you go to see some pedigree of what perhaps this innovation bed has been doing over the years. People that may have heard about what we are doing in the past years, I can share that we have at least had cause to meet with the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, even with the WTO to be leader, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We have the Jimovia and several other interventions, including awards and several other interventions that people will be glad to look about. And I was able to spool some things from the United Nations web TV of our sessions at the UN headquarters in New York. One of them are these sessions. You remember them?
Yep.
So I'm giving you back past memories. And of course, some other
yeah, that's right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. This is.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I will. Okay. So I will see you next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Yes,
yeah.
Next Thursday, 2 o'clock. You are fine. So that it's not too early. Thank you so much, Prof.
Okay. All right. Take care. I gotta get my breakfast. Okay. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Thank you too, bro.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, John.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Bye, David. Bye, Shitu.
Thank
you. Nice beginning to know all of your names.
Yes.
Abu Bakr, everyone. Everyone.
So
Bye-bye.
let's just talk generally. I'll get everybody. Okay, while Prof exit, let's just share our own side of our goals. So I'm sure you guys.
All right, great.
Yes. All right, sir. Thank you very much. Bye, sir.
All right, take care. Talk to you next week. Bye.
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 Even Prof did not want to leave us. Please share your video. Share your video if you can. You can see that Prof didn't even want to leave us. He's such a very interesting human being. He can pluck his eyes for me when I talk about Nigeria, and that's how it's been many years. From the document, I told you the planning of what I'm doing, the public webinar was for years. I know we are Nigerians. I know a better way to rate Nigerians. And ladies and gentlemen, I was particularly not happy when I saw that the majority of you never take my assignment seriously. Am I speaking with someone?
Yes, I'm listening, sir.
I didn't take it I didn't take it funny that my assignment was not taken seriously. I'm glad to announce to you that more than 70% of this class failed to do that assignment. For whatever reason, it never goes to show that we were serious at all. We have a group. That group is a very sensitive group. And I think right now there is perhaps a new innovation that will help, because we may shift from the WhatsApp group to another platform very soon, in case that was the reason why people did not take what was happening and the goings seriously. The last time I shared a rating that some of you never even accessed the training portal, I had some gentleman here. Where is he? I can't see his face. This gentleman here was bragging that he's a superstar. He has brought everything. And I was like, you cannot speak for every other person. That's Mr. John. He won't show his face. Mr. John, show your face. You see?
John, show your face. In front of the panel.
At any rate,
in a few seconds, I'll show my face.
Let me announce to the House that a new head of house emerged for the new week 4. And do I have KATSINA in the house? Show your face.
I'm meeting, sir.
You are what?
Congratulations. Thank you for taking over.
I'm meeting, sir.
So congratulations, you emerge as the head of house week 4.
Okay,
So
thank you,
for
sir.
him. If you are jealous, everybody must clap for him.
Congratulations.
I'm not jealous. It's a good thing.
I can't see your hand. Let's see, I can't see your hand.
He said something.
I think you must clap for the new head of house. You think it's easy? Awa? Where is Awa?
Okay.
It's not easy. I'm congratulating him.
No, clap for him.
Congratulations.
You need to clap for him.
No, sir. Is it head of house or prefect? Which one?
We don't have prefect again. Prefect is outdated language. This is innovation.
Okay, good. Interesting. So you need
all formal rights and privileges of class prefects become void. All formal rights
maybe I think, sir, we should, sir,
is now void. So,
sir, may I have a suggestion?
Who is that?
Sir, may I have a suggestion?
Who's speaking?
Abubakar Yusuf.
Abubakar Yusuf. Not yet. Let me finish.
Okay, sir.
Now, except that you are not accepting head of house, so somebody else will just take it.
Come on, I don't have to do
Abubakar Yusuf.
Yes, yes, sir.
What's your suggestion?
I say maybe the way we vote for the secretary of the house, we should do it the same way with this last head of the house.
Head of house was the competition, it was the challenge. No, please just tell me if you do not want that you won. Let me know.
No, it's okay, sir. I accept it.
Now, 30% of the class that did that work. There was a very close person that also did very well. So the big brother had to introduce a deputy head of house. And that deputy head of house is David Yako, BENUE State. Please clap for him, a round of applause.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Shito, you are so happy.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy. A round of applause for
what do you mean by clap? What do you want me to do now?
Now, the task for these people will be shared and their letters would arrive their post latest tonight. Now, the observation was that outrightly, people just generally ignore assignments and ignore nights. This is being piled up, is accumulating, and I do share somewhere that though you did not contest, you missed the deadline, you still have to send in that assignment. And for some of those who sent in the assignments and the quality was shallow, it was a big slap on the valuation of what you think this course is all about. I see some people just sending something and they just took the questions for granted in response. It was really, really nasty. Somebody here actually sent in a response that was blank, and I replied that the message or feedback he sent was blank. And up till now, that person has never corrected. And we're thinking about smart city. Is Iklimatu active? Iklimatu, are you active? Please, and let's have your video. Hello, Iklimatu. I hope you guys know if you are going to handle your presentation this way next week, that will be a major embarrassment. Are we aware of that? If you handle your presentation next week, the public presentation this way, it will be a major embarrassment. Okay? So all your assignments have to be tidied up. If you scroll back,
yes, sir.
If you scroll back, there are so many things that you guys have left behind, and all the group heads have also failed. I was having to call Aliu Ayuba all day, only for him to tell me he wasn't feeling too fine. And look at his face, he's looking so fresh. It doesn't look like somebody that got injections.
I just come on today. I just come on.
No problem. But what I'm saying is that in the smart city, what you did was not an excuse, because you would have even used in telemedicine concepts to solve your health problem. We can't be wailing. We can't be wailing every day. We should be looking for the health, as it were. So, Iklimatu, are you active? Iklimatu, are you active?
Yeah, I think she's active, but our internet, the quality of our internet connectivity is not that good.
Iklimatu, Messi, and all the people that we have had bad connectivities were to do their presentations. Messi.
Now, what I would advise.
Hello, Messi. Please hold on. Messi.
Yes, sir.
How prepared are you for your presentation next week?
Sir, I'm prepared, sir.
Now, please, this session, I may want to know who is exiting presentation, because the more people that leave the place, I'm gaining time, because it's a very long day. Look at it. It's actually a very long day, and I don't want to keep too many people to stay for too long. Are you with me? So,
yes,
here does not have the confidence to speak to the public. So I can just finalize my program right away. Anyone?
Hello,
yeah,
sir.
Abubakar Yusuf, you are not confident?
Hello, sir.
Yes?
Hello, sir.
I have confidence.
Please go ahead.
This is endurance.
Endurance, yes. How are you? Yes, go ahead.
I'm fine, sir. Yeah, not that I don't have confidence. The challenge is that I might be traveling for official job to the various senatorial districts.
Oh, no, excuse me. Are you just telling us that you have a presentation, so you'll be traveling and that's an excuse, or what are we talking about? Or we should
no, I can present even while I'm there. What I'm just saying is that I don't know the connectivity challenge probably on that area. I don't know. I'll be traveling from Edo, I'll be moving from the south to.
You mean network-wise?
Yes, yeah, network-wise, because I'm looking at Donut when I will be at Donut.
It's left for you to plan for that, actually.
Okay.
It's left for you to, because this is actually one opportunity. You guys have not seen anything at all. I mean, the way I see some things, like one is that perhaps trying to force anyone to do anything. There is so much ahead of you, and I don't want to. In fact, for people lagging now, I know, and I don't kid with this, and that's why I try to help as much as we can get results out of this. Hawasani Bello. if I may ask, what was your reason why your head of house challenge was not in?
Hello?
Can hear you now.
Oh.
Please, what was the reason why your head of house challenge was not in? Somebody ran away.
Apologies, sir. No, I'm not. So I'm there. Hello.
Somebody, no, apart from you, somebody just ran now.
Somebody went off.
Okay, I'm still there. I'm apologizing.
Because that question was important for everybody as a farmer, and I still need it like yesterday from everybody. Because the next head of
Sir,
house.
I thought you are only referring to those that are in agriculture. That was why.
Oh, sure not. Sure not. You are also, don't you know you are a farmer?
I don't know, sir, because I'm in education. I saw the question, but I thought
if you
it was
follow
for
my
those.
for everybody, your task is the same throughout anybody.
Okay.
Oh, the question I give to you is if I say health, everybody is doing health.
Okay.
Because you are not isolated. Because that was a separate challenge.
Okay, that's where I missed.
Your presentation towards the webinar is separate thing altogether. The assignment towards what Professor Amjad is doing is towards a different thing altogether. And you don't mix it. If we give you something to do as a group, we are not to conflict it with how you need to do it and make sure that an individual in that group knows what has been done. Sometimes you people leave it for the group lead to go and do it and you submit, which doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it doesn't make sense.
What's the essence of the grouping in the first place?
It's for everybody to participate.
A student. I wasn't a good student anyway. I was not a good student like you people.
Noted, sir.
So please, I need you guys to change this attitude. And we have some visitors in the house. They are journalists. Whether they want to belong to what we are doing, my whole essence and reason why I need them to come in is to be able to understand what we are doing. And they are the people that are the social guys that will be able to report us to the public. And they'll be able to learn, and perhaps the storyline that we have not been able to put together. And our secretary has not admitted. She was nominated in absentia. Up to today, Awa has not admitted that this is her job and that she has started doing some work. Awa, how far? Should we wait?
I'm waiting for you to assign me to any duty, sir. I'll do it.
John.
Yes, sir.
Don't we have assignments already for Awa?
I think she was supposed to document our activities right from the first
up
session.
till now, we'll be updating. What have we done? What happened?
Yes, a kind of a minute.
Never know anybody from Adam. There was, you see, we want a storyline.
For me, yeah.
Yes, we want a story that we can share with the media people.
Hello?
What are we doing? What it's all about? Somebody should be helping us to document. Now, guess what? I was to invite, in fact, on Thursday next week, alternative media. These guys that work with CNN will be joining us. So, like I told you, don't mess up before the public.
Sir, can I say something, sir?
Yeah, please, you to go ahead.
Sir, I think for me, I would say I'm very sorry. Been very, very angry. I remember today I just had to ask John for some of those tasks, and he had to paste them. He had to send them to me, and I was surprised that we're still on the same group. You know, that from the same group, that was where he actually, you know, did a screenshot from. Just as I said to you, the way WhatsApp presents this data is a matter of concern to me. WhatsApp is not actually meant to manage things like this, just meant to, you know, because we are doing a lot of things. There are a lot of things that we can't even keep track of again. So if we can go the route of, as soon as possible, if we can go the route of this new one that we're trying to do, I think.
So to confirm that is that between now and Monday, right? Or even between today and tomorrow, we should try and see how we begin to migrate, right?
Well, sir, the migration is no big deal. We can all, like, for example, get right now, get the link, and everybody, you know, download what you have to download on your phone, and then.
Now, what I mean is
chatting
that
while
existing data, our existing data on WhatsApp.
Yes, we keep.
Okay, we can still leave that, but let me share with you all that
we can still leave that.
Environment.
But the assignment, for example, the assignment.
Well,
the assignment, for example,
hold on, please. This other environment that we discovered is actually very good for a collaborative work in a group. Highly useful. In fact, I found it very useful that I can even adapt it to my own programming software work. You know, because I currently also use WhatsApp for my office. I don't have a physical office again. End of this year, nobody will open that door because I told them I will not renew the rent. Because for over a year, nobody has been to the office. Every one of my staff work from home. I maintain Stambic's SBG Securities that's based in Accra from Nigeria. And we've not had cause to travel. And in fact, they don't want to see me. They don't want to see them. So the practical thing is that this tool that I just discovered now that has that opportunity to enable us to collaborate and work better. But obviously, it's not enough for me to take as the excuse why people didn't know that there was something to do. Endurance is here. Look at, for instance, we were having a workshop on, we were having a workshop on a webinar or so on machine learning. And for Endurance to be asking me 1 hour to the event, that what is this about?
I was not aware of that particular training.
I understand. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It means there's actually a problem. You didn't follow up with that group. And you know that things got very fast at some time. And if you're not at pace with that thing, we are dragging every other person backwards.
And I was even surprised that I'm hearing that there was a task for everyone to actually submit. I'm even surprised now that the task, I didn't even know what it's all about. And some places did not submit.
I think for the time being, Chitu, we'll do a rival walk between now and Monday. Let people, you can provide that information on the general forum. Are you with me? We'll give you that right, not as prefect again. Okay, let me say relate with the head of house and put that information on the general forum on WhatsApp. So between now and Monday, we...
It has not gotten to that, sir. Exactly like that.
Relate with the head of house before you can post anything like that on the distance.
Sir, it will turn to 2 clicks. I will send to that one. It will now send to the group. Instead of me to just directly push to the waiting.
Chitu, there's a house rule. There's order and orderliness. Your turn or don't pass. You don't. Don't pass now. So your turn or don't pass. Leave that one.
Also, assistant, sir. Was he the assistant?
Eh?
The assistant of the head of house.
No, I'm not assisting. No.
Deputy. Please use it. The word is deputy head of house. That his name is David Yako.
David and
you share your letter with you. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
And our rules too.
This is not fair. You did not give me a letter.
On your wager.
Okay, so,
and your wager, don't worry.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Now, I was concerned when you. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
I was concerned when you were expressing displeasure at the.
We can hear you.
Yes, I'm saying that I was concerned when you were sharing your displeasure about the manner that we had reacted to the to our task.
That's right.
Now, and you also expressed your consent to how, yes, you also expressed your consent to how we will, come out in the next week presentations. So I was beginning to feel that it may be that some people do not really understand what is expected of them.
They should relate, they should ask questions. When you go in hiding, you are,
so I'm just
you're not
thinking
helping
that,
yourself. And you can't hide that from me because I'll get very uncomfortable and that's why I'm worried.
Yes. So I'm just thinking that since we're interacting, would it be proper that if you could just spell out in clear terms what presenters at the next week, the 3rd of December event are supposed to do?
Okay,
so
let me put it this way.
Yes.
What we did was that at your own liberty, choose a sector that you think you can present something that is of like a product in a particular area. We looked at agric area. I mean, based on the responses I got, I didn't impose them.
Yes.
Excuse me? Did I impose anything?
Yes. Not at all.
No, sir. It was never imposed. You had to think of what it is. Now, your challenge, when you are trying to solve a problem, your presentation should address those problems. You don't just come and speak English. And I want to see the skill for presentation because public speaking is also a skill. I don't care what first class material, sometimes they don't even know how to defend their first class. Sometimes you hold a first class and you'll be embarrassed when you step out to go and talk. Oh, you'll be saying, oh, why that kind
of that's true.
No, yes. I've spoken with many. You will say, oh, why this first class? Because first class have the embarrassed the owner. So these are the reasons I would say. So it has to be what you are ready and good to do. So it must be something that you are into and you can produce. You are not forced to do it, but you should be able to have a product that you can show the world. We have majority under education. Do you know education problem is that I don't worry if everybody here was doing education, I won't mind because there is a lot of problem in education. There's a lot of problem in education. Now, look at it now. One of that concern is that Nigeria has a lot of infrastructure that we don't use. You carry smartphones and you're not using your smartphones to the needs of the problem. There's internet availability in so many rural areas now, and nobody is showing them what to do to consume the internet of those rural areas. Some rural areas don't have, and everybody is shouting rural area. If you follow the track of the Nigerian Communications Commission in Nigeria, broadband penetration in Nigeria is increasing. So if it is that increasing, who is actually making those citizens, those people in those interiors, consume this internet, consume this broadband to the opportunities, to the advantage, to uplift the livelihood of those interior places. So when we see a standard model where you have all these digital artifacts and infrastructure and everything complete, as in like the advanced stage, should that not be our business to begin to think how you look at the broadband available in your interior locations, and you want to look at that advanced location and try to bring it down to solve the problem of those unfortunate people living in those ghettos. And you know that if you can solve those problems, it's your own future prosperity as you are growing their own lives. So it's a win-win situation.
Yes.
It's a job for yourself.
Yes.
And Professor Amjad has told you, the serious ones will be able to be on the project pipelines that we plan for the country. Because let me just state that this project is going to go into what you have done now. You should be part of the faculty that is not just training other youths on the street, people working in the ministries of government all over the country. It will be a standard upskilling. It will be a standard upskilling for most of them in government, because if you have them doing the right thing and they are being paid the salary they are being paid, they probably will make this country, you know, grow more, because they should be doing the right thing in the place, in those organizations.
Yes.
But the only thing you hear is that government is owing people 10 months salary. They are owing them 8 months salary. And nobody has asked what they've done to government, whether they worked at all. Which is sincerely, is sad. So you now turn everything because they call it civil service. Does that mean that civil service should not mean hard work, should not mean productivity?
Should not be productive.
You know, should that now mean that civil service should not mean productivity? It shouldn't mean. So the civil service needs a proper cleansing in this direction. You get it?
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So, Aliu Ayuba. Hello, Aliu.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now you realize that
yes,
the reason why I was looking for you in your group was that I did not, okay, there's a group member, one of your group members emerged as deputy head of house, right?
Yes, sir.
David Yako is in your group. Now, group 1, anybody in your group win? Group 1?
No, sir.
Nobody in your group win. Group 3?
Yes, sir.
Who is this?
Winner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, group 3. Somebody in group 3. Or is it group 2?
Yes, Ali.
Yes, David is in group 2, sir.
Mohammed.
Mohammed is group 2.
Is group 2. Anybody win in this group?
Yeah.
David.
Yes, David Yako is in group 2. Group 2.
Okay.
The leader is Mohammed Abubakar.
Okay, but that group that did not win, I want to know them. Who are they?
Group 1.
That should be group 1.
If you remember, group 1 is one that laughs too much. Group 1 poses, that guy poses a lot. Hello. John.
Okay, yes, John again.
No, I'd like to handle John too. I will handle you. But he likes to laugh a lot. No, those people that means that anybody can chance anybody. So the next task will be another brand new game entirely. And sincerely, it's mandatory for everybody. So your presentation against next week is very, very important that you prepare very well. What you to just do is that the people to take your products, like the transport person will be received by the engineer, the general manager of Lagos State Transport Management Organization. Then part of the people in education, one of their presentations will be taken by the Chief Information Officer for Wema Bank, as well as Mrs. Cinderella Ochu and Dr. Mrs. Adebo. Then I think generally the lecture, you need to please prepare for this man's lecture. It may not last more than 30 minutes, but that man is going to tell us the roadmap that is workable for Africa. That is the Vice President of the Information Technology Development Agency of Egypt. And why I'm gone for him is that Egypt as a country, as we speak, they are planning a brand new capital city. And don't forget that Egypt before now has been very serious in their smart villages before now. So you can imagine what they are planning when they are now planning a brand new capital city. So, and that roadmap is what Ahmed El-Sobki will be able to direct us. And he really plans to work with me going forward, because he sees that this is almost like the first time People are doing like a homegrown discussion of smart city. When people make noise of smart city, and it will all be about traveling to one country, going to Singapore, going to Malaysia, and all of that. You cannot purchase the digital economy. You guys must develop a digital economy. And that is what Professor Umar Amjad is emphasizing. After today's lecture, he told you, and our webinar of Thursday, all other classes will be pure strategic gaming. If you can't game here, you can't use your head to game, forget it. That game is what makes your life project where in the society you can solve a problem. And if you need somebody who is very smart at that game, and he should raise, we can actually create a webinar for him to repeat a session running all that space for ICT.com with all of you in a day or two. We can all decide now, so you can have a session either with John and Shitu or who else has done very well on the game, so that every other person can understand. Deputy Head of House, can you champion that? Deputy Head of House, can you champion that? You have a session manned by one of you, sharing what the entire gaming system on that properly, so the others can better understand properly. So that game is the main magic of where we are going. You can play a game around health solution. You can play a game around e-commerce solution or e-government and so on and so forth. Because he actually, in future, it will be practical. Going forward, it won't be about one lecture or the other, but your proficiency in using that portal. And don't forget, your portal will expire after 1 month.
December 20th.
So, gentlemen, any further messages?
So, sir, I think that John and Shitu are here. So, with respect to the session you are talking about, I don't know if with them here we can just agree on a day that can be fixed.
It may not be in this session. That is why you are a deputy head of house. You are a government.
Okay.
You are a government already. So rule over them. Head of house. Head of house.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
What's your comment to the house? Because you need to act very well, and everybody has to behave and be disciplined. Like I told you, head of house, that many of them and everybody has many assignments in the past that they have not tried at all. Do you know there are some things that you're supposed to do in your local dialect? You think you are the only ones?
Not notice. Let me.
There's so many things. Just go back there and get those assignments and put.
Yes, I remember that.
And nobody worked on them. I think I should.
They frequently ask questions.
So head of
I think
frequently ask questions.
Sorry, sir. Can I say something? So the head of house and the deputy can actually get to work right now by first one. Sir.
House rules must respect the head of house.
Yes, I'm respecting them. Am I disobeying them?
Before you talk.
Okay, permission to speak. This is not.
Aliu, please give him the opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Ali, he must be a boss, he must be bossy. Otherwise, they won't respect you. This one, then go chance you.
David, Aliu, please, can I speak? Permission to speak?
Yes, I want to speak.
Can I say something now?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
please, quickly. I guess I've been given the permission. Thank you. He's even looking at his space.
Please. Madam, please, let's have your video.
Our audio is connecting.
Yes.
It's connected.
Yeah, our audio is connected.
We have a visitor in the house. Hello, madam.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Madam, let's have your face. Let's see your video.
Good evening, man. Welcome.
Hello.
And thank you, sir. I was trying to hide myself. Just want to listen to the program.
That's okay.
I'm fine, sir.
Oh, great. We have a visitor in the house, and we're quite happy. We just rounded up with Prof's lecture, and I was admonishing the house for their wrong acts.
Oh my God, I really missed that. Okay.
You're welcome. So please, gentlemen, the ones left now, can you introduce yourself? She is of the...
I just want to...
Yeah, go ahead, madam.
Tell them a few things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Offered, sir.
The sound.
As for organizing such program, I think it is rare for them youngsters to be opportune to be the choosing nominees of the states. And I think to concentrate. Hello? Hello? Hello, sir. Actually, that's one of the best that makes youngsters to realize their dreams, to stand up for their future. As we all know that the ICT is the bedrock of every state survivor. So they should know that they are the nominees of the state and they need to put more effort so that their state will be proud of. And again, every day they should pray for PROGRAMOS progress. And for PROGRAMOS to organize such a program, I think it's a wonderful thing. And we hope that they will achieve the best of this program for them to be the representative for the ambassador of the state.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you, thank you. Thank you
I
so
really
very much.
miss Professor Umar. I just wish I would have met him earlier.
Yeah, he just left us.
Let me just chip
No,
in
he
my
finished. Today we actually did a double hour because you know, within the week was last week was the Thanksgiving for the United States. So for some reason, some part of it affected us.
Yes. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I will take my leave, sir.
Oh, no, not yet.
So everybody, bye.
Okay, thank you.
Madam, the people here want to introduce themselves. The people here want to introduce themselves to you.
Okay, bye-bye,
So,
please.
Benue, introduce great madam. Benue.
Okay.
Benue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
You're
madam.
welcome.
My name is David Yaku from Benue State. Thank you.
Welcome.
We're glad to have you, man.
John.
The pleasure is mine.
Yes, sir.
I see
Introduce yourself, please,
the bus or somebody like John.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
ma'am,
John,
for visiting us. Yes, my name is Beda Basi John from AKWAIBOM State.
Benga.
Thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate your presence. I am Shitu, and I represent the state.
Thank you.
Awal Isiaku.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the advice. We will really take it up.
Let's take our
I can see somebody else. See that. I can see our well done. Thank you,
madam. Awa.
It's Hawa.
Sorry, ma'am. My name is Awal Ishia Kumar from TARABA State.
Awa.
Okay, you're welcome.
Awa,
thank you.
Endurance. Okay. What up?
Hello?
Can you?
Hello.
Hello, I'm listening.
Madam.
Yes, my name is Hawas from Kano State.
Great, thank you. So Endurance.
Thank you very much. My name is Endurance, representing Edo State. I want to appreciate
Thank
you very much for
on that note, we say we thank you everybody, so we can close the day.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much, madam.
Oh, there's somebody again.
I think we enjoyed that once in a while.
Okay.
We need something like that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day. Enjoy.